Hey everybody! Thanks for visiting my channel. My channel, as you know, is called As Your Dream Sky, but that really doesn't tell you much about it. So I decided to go ahead and give it a real title now that I've been posting a few more videos. So you'll see I've called it a mom's gaming channel, which, yeah, is pretty plain and boring, but at least it's descriptive. And my goal for this channel is actually really simple. It's just to share my love of gaming. So it's a bit misnamed at the moment since the only game I'm really playing right now is Skyrim. But if you've seen my gaming history video, then you'll know that I have played other games, some of them rather avidly, ever since that first Commodore 64 experience I had as a teenager. And I'm part of a small but growing demographic of gamers, being female, being a mom, and also being on the older side of the spectrum. So I made this video to welcome you to my channel and tell you a little bit about who I am. So as you know, I'm a mom. I am closer to the half-century mark than I'd like to admit. And that's about all we'll say about that right now. And I have a busy professional career, but my main hobby is gaming. And I've always loved fantasy-based games, especially RPGs. And I decided, a while back that being on a professional career path, becoming a parent, or getting older doesn't mean that you have to give up on your own personal interests. It's a little bit tricky to balance, but I think it's still really important that we continue to make time for the things that we love. And really, gaming is for everybody, as one of my favorite YouTubers, Grandma Shirley, is proving to all of us. So I'm a mom of 3 girls. They're all teenagers at the time of making this video, and they all like to play video games of various sorts and on varying devices. I'm married to a guy who games. In fact, one of my daughters says I'm supposed to say I'm married to a gamer guy. And in fact, we met while playing an online video game, which was actually a lot weirder and a lot less common 25 years ago than it is now. As a family, we love all things fantasy related. We like a good bit of sci-fi and most superhero stuff. My husband and I like to embrace our inner nerd, and we've also encouraged our kids to do the same. It means we're a bit quirky, but it also means we really just try to be ourselves. And I like to think that makes us a little more interesting too. So I do have a career. It's busy and often stressful. I'm a scientist, and I love my job. But I also love to get away from the stress and the politics of corporate America by playing video games. I especially love games that allow me to role play, to build a character who's unique and one that has a personality and a backstory behind them. Now, although I've played video games for most of my life, making videos is very new for me, at least at the time I'm making this one. I know I have a lot to learn. I hope the ones I've done so far aren't too horrible. I feel like I'm getting better as I go, so if you stick around, then maybe you'll get to actually grow this hobby with me. So what's this channel actually for? Now, I have to admit that the only reason I have a channel at all is because I had to make a Google account in order to play Pokemon Go. So that's where the name As Your Dream Sky came from. It just seemed like an interesting name for a game like that. Now, when one of my kids said she wanted to make some Skyrim playthrough videos for YouTube, I had to start down the path of learning because she shares my PC, at least when I'm willing to give it up. So with her help, and actually with the inspiration I got from her excitement, I made a couple of videos of my own, and then I kind of got hooked. So my only real goal for this channel is to have fun and to share my creative outlet, and I hope I'll be able to encourage others to do the same. So if anybody gets a chuckle out of one of my videos, learns something new, or just feels more encouraged to embrace who they are and to do what they love, then I'll consider this a roaring success. Now, I have no intention of trying to make a career out of this or trying to make any money from doing it. And honestly, I really don't intend to hunt for subscribers. I know that I am supposed to be promoting myself and telling everyone to subscribe at the end of my videos. That's what most people seem to do. But I have to admit that I find it pretty irritating, and so I'm actually not going to do that. Now, I have several ideas for what I'd like to do here. First of all, as you can see, most of my videos so far are a Skyrim roleplay. I specifically called it a roleplay instead of a let's play because I'm mostly telling a story and using the game as a backdrop for it. I do have more characters in mind, and I might do them as more of a let's play style when I get there. We'll just have to see. I'd also like to include some tutorials about modding for Skyrim. I know there are tons of them out there, and I certainly can't compete with most of those, but there are a few things I've had to learn the hard way because I couldn't find any how-to instructions. And so I think I could make a few that maybe would show something unique that you can't find anywhere else. Now with that said, the only modding stuff I can really do somewhat in-depth is playing around with clothing and armor, whether it be the meshes or the textures. And I can do a few things in Test 5 Edit. Now maybe I'll get to the creation kit and scripting someday, but that day is not today. And lastly, because I have such a passion for clothing and armor mods, I'm also thinking to make a series about Skyrim fashion. Now this would be a little different from the ones I've seen so far because it wouldn't be a best of necessarily, but just more of a showcase of all the different mods I've found that are of sufficient quality to try when it comes to clothing and armor and jewelry for Skyrim. There are a bunch. Now the caveat to all this is that I'm a pretty busy person and I have to squeeze in time somewhere to make all these videos I'm thinking of. I hope I can do it, and I hope that somebody out there will actually enjoy watching them. If you found your way here and managed to get to the end of this video, then welcome. I'm really glad you came. I hope you'll find my site to be a fun, educational, inspiring, and most importantly, a non-toxic place on the web. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little better. Now get out there and be you.